Hey guys, it's Serena here. If you have not watched the video that I posted last week, I would really like you to watch it now, so click right here and that will take you to that video. Go watch it if you haven't already. If you did see that video last week, I just want to let you know that I appreciate all of the support that you gave me. It meant the world to me to see how many people supported me and loved me, and that's just wonderful. You now know something about me. I identify as pansexual. And pansexual means a lot of things to different people, or it can. People can kind of have their own interpretation of it. So what I'm gonna do is kind of start at the beginning of my discovery and then move towards where I am now and how I fit. Alright, so my journey towards discovering my sexuality kind of begins when I was in Spain. I studied in Spain for 4 months, and while I was there, I was going through a lot of anxiety and homesickness and some kind of depression stuff, and there was just a lot going on with me internally. I was lucky enough to have free therapy services offered by my school, and I took advantage of them. I saw a really amazing therapist while I was there, and we talked about anything and everything, and she helped me so much. So I was kind of just having some days where I was lazy and I was wanting to just kind of get taken away with something, and I remembered that people had said that the web series Carmilla was really good. And I had heard that that was an LGBTQ web series, and I had always thought it was interesting, so I started to check it out. I watched that show, all of it, in 2 days, I think. I really loved it, and what I loved most about it was that the characters, almost all of them, are in the LGBTQ plus community. But that's not what the show's about. It doesn't center around that. They're just humans, and they happen to be gay or genderqueer or whatever. And it didn't matter. They were just humans, and it was just the show, and they happened to be that. I thought that was really cool. And then I started kind of having an identity crisis because I was thinking about same-sex relationships and what I felt about that, and how I had always thought that same-sex couples were really beautiful and there was nothing wrong with them, and that they were just humans in love. And then I started questioning, okay, well, what am I? Where do I fit? Do I think that I am a person who likes women as well as men? And I just don't know. So luckily, right after that, it was spring break, and I was traveling by myself to Mallorca for a week, and I had a room to myself, and I was doing everything myself, and I was terrified of that, but I also thought it was really good because I had a lot to think about. I then found that the actors in Carmilla had done some podcasts for After Ellen, and I downloaded them, and I had this amazing jacuzzi tub that I sat in. Here's a picture of that. It was pretty fantastic, very relaxing, exactly what I needed. So I started listening to those podcasts, and I was really connecting with what they had to say, and that, you know, these people, the actors, are in the LGBTQ plus community, and what they had to say about that was really cool, and I was identifying with what they were saying. And then I got to Natasha Negovanlis', that's hard to say plural. Oh, sorry, my dog's barking. They're fireworks. Just ignore that. I got to Natasha's podcast, and in it, she talked about her sexuality, which she doesn't love to identify herself. She doesn't need to put a label on it, but she identifies as either pansexual or queer. And I had never really heard the term before. I had heard it, but I didn't understand it. I listened to her talk about it and what it meant to her, and I just really connected. Especially when she said that she didn't want to have people assume that she was straight. Or even if she had a boyfriend, assume that she was straight because she had a boyfriend. And that just really resonated with me because I never wanted people to assume my sexuality, because I, in fact, didn't really know it. But then I started thinking about the fact that ever since I was really young, I've always told people that I am attracted to people, not necessarily their gender, which is a big thing in pansexuality. And in that, I had also been very attracted to women as well as men, but I had never been able to vocalize that in the way that even I understood. I would always say, oh, I can appreciate that woman for her beauty because women are beautiful, or, you know, oh, she's a really cool human. And I was never able to admit to myself that what I was saying was that I actually had a crush on them, both intellectually and sexually, I guess. That had really been bringing me down. So when I started asking myself, Serena, are you pansexual? Are you bisexual? What fits? I didn't settle. I accepted the fact that I am pansexual. So what pansexual means to me is that I'm not necessarily attracted to a specific gender. I don't care what you have downstairs. So at this point in my life, if you are a woman and you are a cool human and I think that you're attractive and, you know, whatever, I'm not gonna let myself be held back by thinking that I'm straight. Like, no, I like women and I also like men, and I've never been super close to someone who identifies as genderqueer or anywhere within the spectrum of gender, because there is a spectrum in gender. It's not a binary. At least that is my feeling about it, and if you have a different feeling, I understand, and I understand that it might be weird to think about gender not being a binary, but I don't believe that gender is a binary. So if you fall anywhere in there and you fit under the categories that I talked about in my last video, then yeah, I'm gonna be attracted to you, and I'm not gonna hold myself back from feeling attraction, because attraction is a really exciting thing, and it's something that we should be really happy about, and we should be able to share, and we should be able to be attracted to whoever we want to be attracted to, and you know, we don't have to label ourselves. For my whole life, up until this point, I was never told that I was straight. I just always felt like you get put into like this little bowl where people aren't telling you what you are, but you're kind of guided into this area. And then at some point, you kind of realize that you've been guided into this area, but you feel like it's comfortable. Like you're just kind of sitting in there and you're like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm here. Like I'm straight, that's cool. You know, I'm a girl. I can wear dresses, I have long hair, that's cool. And then at some point, I think you start to question all of that and where you got all this information from and where you got all this input from. And that can be a really scary thing. And it was really scary for me for a while, because I had to tell people that I hadn't been honest with them. But the fact was that I hadn't been honest with myself either. People honestly were really great about that. They understand, you know, we're all going through this crazy thing called life where you don't have answers really to anything, and you don't truly know anything, and you just kind of have to figure it out. Which I think brings us to the end of this, which is just be kind to people. Everyone's going through something, and everyone deserves respect, no matter what they identify as in terms of their sexuality, or what they identify as in terms of their gender, or what their beliefs are. You know, we're all gonna disagree at some point, and we're all gonna be finding our place in this world. And my dog is coming into my room, so let's hope she doesn't knock down the camera. So we're all finding our place in this world. We're all trying to fit, we're all trying to figure out who we are and what we stand for and what we believe in. Let's not knock over the camera. And if we're just kind to each other and let each other grow and not judge people for questioning things or going through things or wondering things, then we're just gonna all live a better life. And I just want to say thank you to those who are supporting me through this and are happy for me. Oh, thanks, Jess. I just want to say, Jess, do you want to say thank you? Do you want to say thank you? Can you say thank you? Okay. I just want to say thank you to all of you who have supported me through this and guided me through this and talked to me about it, because you guys are the best. And to those of you who maybe don't understand this yet or are confused about my sexuality, please don't hesitate to ask me questions. I will answer questions, and I love talking about it because, you know, it's just a really interesting thing to go through, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm really, really proud of myself. And I think, you know, we should honor the times when we're proud of ourselves and tell ourselves that, because, you know, whatever you do, decisions that you make about your life, realizations, you know, sometimes those are hard, and if you can just accept those, man, it's great. I'm not crying because honestly it wasn't that hard for me to do, because this is the person I've always been, and I'm accepting that, and I'm so much happier now that I do. So thank you for listening to me ramble about this. I hope that you gained some insight, and like I said, ask me questions if you want. I would love to answer any of them in a future video. You guys are awesome. As always, be kind to yourselves because you are enough and you are loved. See ya!